Jackson, the Violence Prevention Integrator at Moody Air Force Base for the 23rd Wing. We are here with a couple helping agencies to talk about Stalking Awareness Month, which takes place during this month, January. So first we're going to go around the room and we're going to introduce ourselves, and then we're going to just ask a couple questions to give you guys some good information and stalking resources. So we'll start here.
My name is Jacinta Howell, and I am the Sexual Assault Response Coordinator for Moody Air Force Base.
I'm Tiffany Thomas, and I'm the Legal Outreach Advocate for The Haven.
I'm Taylor Strickland. I'm the Sexual Assault Advocate, Community Awareness, and Education Coordinator.
Hi, I'm Captain Christian Diggs. I'm the Special Victims Counsel stationed at Moody Air Force Base, a military attorney.
All right. So welcome everybody. So first question, we can just round table talk it. What is stalking? I feel like it's one of those that we don't really talk about a lot, and so we just want to make sure everybody knows what stalking actually constitutes.
And actually, a couple of years ago, it wasn't even a law against stalking. It just kind of got wrote into because it's always been temporary protective orders towards family violence. And with that, it's like you have some kind of intimate relationship. Relationship is for either living together, or parent-child, like a family kinship.
Right.
So stalking came into play, and the definition of it is when someone follows, places under surveillance, call or contact someone without their consent for the purpose of intimidation or harassment.
Is there a difference between stalking and cyber stalking? Is that something that you see a lot too?
Yes, because now social media is the social media world.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. So now you can use it as a platform to create different accounts to stalk or use it to slander someone, like damage someone's reputation, or just create these accounts. Another way to contact someone for harassment or intimidation, and you can do it now through social media, through email. And then you can get these Google app numbers or change your identity, and then when you come to court, it's hard to prove, and law enforcement is not willing to even try to find this address or. So it's really big now, cyber stalking, just because it's an easier way to kind of disguise yourself for who you are, to kind of continue to stalk someone.
Right, and as technology advances,
Right.
stalking becomes easier. And all of these apps that we have, and even our phones, like our iPhones, just regular iPhones, keep up with our locations.
Right.
And anybody can be tracked without their knowledge using all of these types of apps and just our everyday phone text messaging.
Right. Wow. I mean, I think about how the telemarketers get in contact.
Right.
About,
Exactly.
how did you know I needed a car warranty? So I can imagine that the technology does make it easier. Having said that, is there anything, I guess, that a person could do to protect themselves from being able to be stalked?
Well, let me go back, because now with the courts, they don't acknowledge it. There has to be a pattern. So it has to be a pattern of events. It can't be a one isolated incident. So we tell them, keep a log. Even if you can't actually press charges, report it. Get something documented. So we just encourage that, just because it has to be a pattern of events. And sometimes people get smart and know exactly how far to go. So it's, it wasn't me. And then when you get in court, you don't have to prove it to us, because when you come, we at least begin to advocate for you immediately. But with a judge, and then you have the 2 court hearings, in the 12-month, they want to hear evidence. They want to hear, well, how do you know this person is stalking you? Or what did this do? And although you and I know it's this person, but if you have no proof, it's hard for a judge to grant a 12-month temporary protective order, stalking. So it gets a little more complicated than the simple, or the temporary protective order for family violence.
Right, and then along with that, I always tell my clients what we call a paper trail, right? You always want to build, like you previously stated, that evidence. And a good way to do that, technology has progressed. And it helps for our clients and our victims as well, right? There's screen recording, you can do screenshotting. I think all of those things are important to help create that evidence and that paper trail. That way, when you do get to court and you are going before, even in the military courts, you're going before a military judge or a civilian judge, it's important that you have those things and you're keeping track of those things, phone numbers. If you feel that they're using an app, that they can block their number. All of those things help, because there are ways that we can reach out to the application platforms and companies to ask them to look farther into these different things, and they can match them with the numbers and the IP addresses and all of those things. So whatever information, that the clients, the victims can bring us, that we can get with law enforcement to get this information is definitely helpful. But the paper trail, the building of the evidence is key in these type cases.
That's really good to know.
And I would like just to add that to just stay safe on social media is going into your locations on your phone. You can automatically turn off location for each individual app. So any app that you know your location can go through, you can turn it off without turning the location off for your whole phone. And so that's the best way to do it. And then also just go in and check to make sure that you can go to that person's contact, whether it's a spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, family member. Go to their contact and see if your location has been shared with them permanently, and then you can remove that. But also screenshot it.
Right, exactly.
Take proof.
And also be mindful not to post where you're going on social media. Don't, take pictures and post after you're home or after
When
you're
you get
safe.
back.
So those are other ways you can avoid it, because even like Snapchat will show your location directly where you are and the people around you. So be mindful who you have in your circle, especially if there's an ex. Remove them from all of those social media apps so that they don't have access and that they're tracking your location.
I would say too, not accepting random friend requests from people. If you don't know, whenever I get a request, I always look and see, how many friends do we have in common? Because if we don't have more than one, like really the minimum is 10.
Yeah.
That's how I know you. Then I'm not accepting your friend request, sorry.
And it's usually a pattern, right? That it's timely. Let's say you have this issue going on with a person. That's when you start getting those random people that you don't know. So you have to kind of be vigilant and look out for those type of things and put two together.
And I would say even with what they teach us in terms of OPSEC security on base, and an agent told me one time, you should never take the same way home every single day. And it's just important to be vigilant in regards to that and like switch up your patterns. If you're doing the same thing every single day at the same time every day, it makes you more vulnerable to being able to be tracked.
Yeah, and then a lot of people don't consider their children. So say you're in an unhealthy relationship and you have, reasons that there might be stalking, and you've taken all the precautions, but you haven't checked your child's phone.
Exactly.
And they have all the social media sites, and they have all of their locations out there, and whoever could be stalking you through your child's phone, and you have no idea. So it's really important to, if you have that concern, to really make sure that your child is covered on the same basis as you are.
Wow, that's really good advice. Well, we really appreciate you guys just sitting down with us and just briefly discussing stalking, because there's so much that goes into it and so much is intertwined between that and domestic violence and sexual assault. How can, if someone needs to get in contact with the Haven, how can they do that?
They can call our crisis line. It's 1-800-33-HAVEN for Georgia, and our number is 244-4477. And we have another crisis line, the 241-1765. So we have multiple numbers out there. Any of them that you see with our name on it, you can call it and get to us.
And we have advocates on call 24/7. So anytime you call, we have an advocate that's trained to know how to direct you, how to take your call, and then you can contact you with connect you with the next advocate that can help.
Yes. So it doesn't matter what time it is, day or night. We're always here.
And what counties do you service again?
We have Atkinson, Berrien, Brooks, Cook, Colquitt, Eccles, Lowndes, and Lanier.
Yes.
You just rattled off that.
Yeah.
It's like you're used to it.
I know. And I see you have to count. I was like, that 9? Because we cover 9 counties.
If I don't put them in alphabetical order.
Well, great. I know you guys are a big help to Moody Air Force Base, and we really appreciate the collaboration that we've always had with you all. So if anybody needs services from the Haven, you can contact them. Also, our helping agencies are on the installation between the SVC, the VPI, and the SARC. If you need assistance, reach out. Someone's here to help.